Okay, sir. So, good morning, all.
Good morning,
And I'm
ma'am.
Subiksha, and I'll be your technical trainer. And you can mute yourself, okay? If any doubt you have, you can just post in your comment section. As the sir said, you can post. I'll help you with it. And if you want to ask me anything, or if you understand, okay, whatever I say, if you understand, just give me a thumbs up in the comment section, okay? A thumbs up in the comment section. So, okay. Have everyone applied for your Wipro Elite National Talent Hunt exam? Has everyone applied? Okay. Okay, due to COVID, we are only having the online session. I know it will be difficult without trainer being physically present in front of you. Just sitting and listening with the black screen is difficult, but we have to bear that. And I want the session to be interactive, okay? Me talking and you typing. I think everyone will be familiar with the chatting and typing, okay? So be fast, and your questions, your queries, or anything you want to share with me, any doubts, you can ask in the chat section, okay? So I hope you have got the tentative date that 18th Jan to 23rd Jan you'll be having your exams, okay, for Wipro. And may I know which department you all belong to? Is it either CSC alone or a mixed up of everything? CSC, okay. ECE, good, okay, okay. So CSC and ECE mixed up, okay. Okay. So first, am I audible to everyone? Is my voice and slang clear for everyone? Okay. Just instead of typing yes, yes, ma'am, just a thumbs up is enough for me. Okay. So, um, how would you rate yourself in a programming? A beginner or an intermediate or a pro? How would you rate yourself? I just want everybody to answer. A beginner, an intermediate, or a pro? Just analyze yourself. Okay, intermediate. Okay, and there is no wrong in being beginner. Okay. Okay. So everybody are intermediate. Okay, good. So now you tell me, should I just straight away go to the programming, or you want me to refresh your basics and then move on to the programming? It is up to you. You can tell me. Basic in the sense I'll start from the very basic variables with the identifier, keywords, everything I'll start. Okay. Okay. I should refresh the entire thing. And for others, what about others' opinion? Okay. So, okay, I'll start from the beginning. We'll just have a refreshing session today. And I want everybody, since this is online class, doesn't mean that I don't need to check or nothing like that. It is up to you. But I prefer each individual to have a particular note and note everything, whichever is said in the class. Okay. Few points will be there in the presentation and few points I'll be telling which is not in the presentation. So I want you to make notes of both. Okay. If there is no time in the class, if I'm just going a little bit faster, just make a screenshot. Okay, then whenever you're free, take time to write every notes. Okay, because at the last time you cannot go search for the screenshots. During the interview time, I want everybody to have your notes with you so that you can just go through at the last moment. Okay, so shall we move on to the session? Just a thumbs up if everyone is ready. Shall we move on to the session? Okay. Others? Okay, I hope we'll move on. Okay, is my screen visible for everyone? Can everyone see my screen? Okay. So yeah, as I already said, it is from 18th to 23rd. They've given the tentative date, and anytime you can expect within that. Okay. And also one more thing, since it is an exam conducted by Wipro for all over the India, it is a national talent hunt. Okay. Every student around the country is preparing for this, and for that, I'll never say that you should panic or you should prepare a lot. Lot of efforts are needed. Nothing like that. From today, even from today, if you start preparing, you'll be able to clear the exams. Okay. So first, this is the Wipro pattern, test pattern. Okay. The first section will be aptitude. The second session will be online programming, and the third session will be essay writing. Yeah, there is essay writing, and you have to type your essay. Okay. So just make a note of it, or just take a screenshot, up to you. And a positive thing, you can say a plus point is that there is no negative marking. It will be deducted. It will be nil. Okay. So for that, you can give every question a try. You no need to stop any question. You can just give everything a try. If it is correct, you are going to get your
Ma'am,
marks.
excuse me,
If it
ma'am.
is,
Your screen is
yeah,
not
tell me.
visible. Initially, it was visible. Your screen is not visible. Initially, it was visible. Can you share it again?
Okay. Now is it visible for everyone?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Perfect.
Okay. So yeah, the number of questions will be around 50 to 60 for the aptitude test. I'll just explain what comes under the aptitude test in the next slide. Now just make a note of it. Okay. And in the programming test, you'll be having two questions. You can toggle between. In that sense, you can just go for the first program. If you can try and get the output. Else, you can hold the first program, go for the second one, try get the answer, and then come for the first one again. You can toggle between the both programming questions only, not between the sections. Aptitude section or for essay rating, you cannot jump from here to there. Only within the programming, you can toggle. So these are the two things. Shall we move on to the next slide? So this is the actual pattern. I said that aptitude, right? Quants, verbal, and reasoning comes under the aptitude. Make a note of it. We even know how many questions It will be there in that Quants section. Okay, around 16 questions and 16 minutes. So for every minute you have to complete one question. Okay, difficulty will always be medium in those aptitude sections. Only in coding and essay writing it will be high. Okay, and you cannot leave any questions. As I already said, I want everybody of you to attend every questions. Verbal, you'll be having 22 questions, but the time limit is only 18 minutes. So not even a minute for a question. You have to make it that fast. Reasoning, 14 questions for 14 minutes. Coding, there will be 2 coding, and we call it as automata. Okay, I'll explain you what is automata. You're having 2 automata coding questions. Time limit is 60 minutes in that 1 hour. So one question carries 30 minutes. More than enough. Next, for the essay writing, you'll be having 20 minutes. Okay. Now, what is automata? Generally, you'll be writing your program. Okay, I think CSC students will be aware of writing a program. Now, automata in the sense, they'll be giving the test cases. Okay, they'll check whether your program is suitable for all the test cases. Okay, for example, if I'm just asking you to write the sum of two numbers program, I should check whether it will be applicable for both negative integers and positive integers. For 0, whatever if I give, whether the program works for that particular condition, I should check, right? For the checking purpose, the software will use the test cases. There will be around 10 to 12 test cases, and around 6 to 7 it will be open test case, and the remaining will be the hidden test case. Two types of test case, one is open and the other one is hidden. Open in the sense what input they are giving, it will show you. Hidden in the sense the input which they are trying will not show you. Okay, so if there is an error, you have to again reprogram. Your entire program should be rearranged. So that is automata, checking with the test cases, both hidden and the open test cases. That is called automata. Okay, so shall we move on to the next slide? Okay, now the cutoff, there is only a sectional cutoff in this exam. Okay, I mean they will not take the entire cutoff of yours, but you wanted to get cleared in every section. Quants, you have to take 70%, logical 70%, and that in every section there will be a cutoff. Only if you satisfy the sectional cutoffs, you will be clearing this exam. Okay, make a note of it. And also in coding automata, you no need to clear every test cases. Okay, you have to type your program correctly, and at least 5 to 6 test cases cleared, they'll be considering it as above 80% only. Okay, so no need 10% of accuracy. Moving on to the next slide. Now they have given the syllabus also. I just said you aptitude, then within the aptitude I said quants, logical and reasoning. Now I'm giving you the syllabus. What are the questions, in which sections they'll be asking the questions, even that is given here. Okay, just make a screenshot of this. Basic mathematics, applied mathematics, engineering mathematics. For quants, whenever you are preparing for quants, take one topic, prepare it and then cut it off. Okay, after preparing, just cut the topic off, and one by one you'll be completing everything. Though I'm technical, I just wanted to give these tips for quants also. Now moving on to the next slide. For the English, okay, we have English also. Here what will be the syllabus? Vocabulary, grammar and comprehension. Okay, see what are the questions, what type of questions you'll be getting, even those are given here. So it is up to you to prepare so well. Okay, so make a screenshot of this. Moving on to the next. For the logical, the syllabus. Deductive, inductive, and abductive. I think you people will be familiar with this blood relation, coding, decoding. Am I right? Have you already done these things? Okay. The next one for the essay writing. Okay. Essay writing topics is different. Okay, it'll be a general one only, nothing related to technical or like that. Just to check your communicative skills and your English skills, they'll be giving it, and everything will be general about political issues or the issues going in the country. It'll be like that, and preferably, my advice is please don't use the backspace. Okay, even the number of backspaces you use will be counted. So just they'll be giving you a rough paper. Take down the topics or hints. Okay, whichever you're going to type, take the hints and then type. Okay, straight away don't go for the typing. Just take time, think, make hints, and then write. Okay, because number of backspaces used will also be counted, and no spelling mistakes and no grammatical mistakes should be there. You'll be given 20 minutes time. I think 5 minutes is enough for you to write an essay. Just then as you type, you can develop it. Okay. Make a screenshot of this. Moving on to the next. This is technical. Okay. Coding syllabus. And a question will be given. Okay. A slightly bigger question, not like to find out the prime numbers or to find the odd number. It will not be given so simple. Question will be a little bit bigger. Okay. For at least a paragraph. So you don't need to worry about the questions. We'll make it. And the languages you're going to use will be your option. Okay. These are the languages. C, C++, Java, Python, Perl. These are the languages you can use. Okay. Everything will be given. It is up to you. So my choice, preferably I would advise a person, a fresher, to just take C language. Okay. Because at the last minute, if it is with a Java or Python or C++, you'll get confused. C, I think everybody will be knowing at least the basics of C. Okay. Else we'll be seeing in this technical session. So please don't worry. If you want, I can just go with the Python also. If you want me to do, else we'll see C so strongly. Okay. I'm not forcing you to take only C. If you're comfortable with Java or Python, you can go with that also. Okay. So just make a screenshot of this. Now, mock test. I think you would have heard this word previously, right? It is just like a test, sample test. Okay. And I would recommend students to take mock test every day. Okay. Not with some company oriented, Wipro or TCS or CTS. I don't want you to go with the company wise. I just wanted to take mock test generally. Okay. And sometimes if you're lucky enough, you can get those questions which you got in the mock test in those interview also. Okay. So the number of times you take mock test will increase your time. Okay. Your speed. If you're taking an aptitude question for 1 minute, after you take a series of mock test, okay, a 5 to 10 tests, you'll know how to work up, and you'll be putting that in 30 seconds. Okay. So your speed increases. So I want everybody of you to take mock test. And these are some of the sites, okay, which is freely available in Google. Many tests are available. So take a screenshot, and whenever you're free, just go and attend the mock test. And And Sand Foundry and Brainly are the sites where you can get the answers. Okay. And also I would say the first time you go and take the mock test, you will be not knowing all the answers. Okay. Even for the one question, you'll not know the answer. That is fine. Okay. At least you'll get familiarized with the questions. Okay. If you're taking a technical mock test, you'll at least come to know, okay, these are the questions they'll be asking me. So you can go back to Google. Google, you have everything in Google. Okay. Just go back, type the question, understand the program, and then come back and take the mock test again. Every day you'll come to know at least one new program. Okay. Both for technical and for aptitude, I'm saying just take lot of mock test. Okay. Just make a screenshot of all these 12 sites. And all these sites are free. Okay. So every day at least one mock test you can take. As you take many mock tests now, after 10 to 12 mock tests, the questions will be repeated in all these sites. You will be knowing every question, so you'll directly know the answer. You don't need to work out at all. You'll know the answer. What is the answer for the question? So you'll be having everything in your fingertips. So the main purpose of this is to get familiarized with the questions as well as to increase your speed. So we'll move on. We'll move on to the refreshment of C language. Anybody wants to show any slide again? You want me to show any slide again? You have not copied or anything like that? Any slides you want me to show again? Okay. So, okay, am I going too fast? Is my language understandable? Can everyone understand my language? Or I'm going too fast? You want me to slow down? Okay, others? What about others? Okay. Okay. Is my screen visible to everyone? Okay. So we'll start. Is everyone ready with your notebooks? Okay. For CSE students, you'll just refresh, and for easy students also, I think you would have studied one paper with C language. So just a refreshment class, and if you have any doubt, just stop me wherever I am and you can ask me. Okay. We'll move on to the session. Okay. So C language is a procedural language. No need to take down this everything. Just listen to what I say, and if you want, you can take hints. Okay, this is just for your understanding. And after the class, I'll just try to send these notes to you. Okay, for your reference, I'll send it to you. Now just listen to whatever I say. And C is a procedural language. In that sense, it has certain procedures, certain steps to be followed, and it should come in that step only. Step number 1, step 2, step 3, and it should go in such a procedural way. Hence, it is called as procedural language. Python is not a procedural language. Okay, Python, whichever line you want, you can just put it front or next, okay, no problem. But C is a procedural language, and it was developed by Dennis Ritchie. Okay, just for your information, it was developed by Dennis Ritchie, and C is a procedural language. Okay, and some of you may have a doubt that why should we learn C? Because the world is running towards a Python, Ruby, Perl. Why should we learn C? Because C is the basic of all languages. Okay, whichever language you try to understand, you should know C. Without C, you cannot survive. Okay, so better why to waste it? We'll learn it thoroughly. That's it. Okay, that is the reason why we are learning C even now. Okay, and it is a simple language. Okay, there is not any big concepts to understand, just a simple language if anyone can understand. Okay, after this session or this training, you'll come to know the C language completely. Okay, I believe that everyone can develop your own program after this training. Okay, so now moving on to the next slide. Why should you learn a C language? I said now what are the advantages of C language? Okay, as I said, it is easy to learn. Okay, as a beginner, everyone can learn it so easily. And as I said, it is a structured language. It already has a predefined structure, and we are just going to use the structure. We are not going to develop or do some new things in it. Already there someone has structured and they have kept it, and we are just going to use the structure. Okay, so it is that easy, and it produces efficient program. What is meant by efficient? In that sense, it can work equal to the Python programs. Okay, Python program, now the world runs at the back of Python. This C program, which was developed a long back, can give the efficiency of the Python language also. Okay, it can handle low level activities starting from printing a hello world to the highest. You can even develop a app or a software using the C language itself. Okay, it can handle both low level activities as well as the high level activities. Typing a hello world program to developing a software, C can help you. Okay, and it can be compiled on a variety of computer platforms. If you have Turbo C, you can run in the Turbo C. Else, you can even go for the online compiler. Okay, it can be compiled anywhere. And now, from here, the concept starts. First, what is tokens? Okay, according to me, these are tokens. Keyword, identifier, constant, and string literal are tokens. Okay, so to be precise, now this is the example. Okay, let A is equal to 5. Okay, this is the example. Here, having this one example, I can explain every token. Here, let is a keyword. Make a note of it. Let A is equal to 5 is the example. Here, let is the keyword. I'll explain you what is keyword. Now just make a note that let stands for the keyword. A stands for the identifier or a variable. Okay, identifier. Let is the keyword. A stands for the identifier or the variable. Equal to is an operator. And 5 stands for the constant. Okay, let A is equal to 5. Let is a keyword. A is the identifier or a variable. Equal to is a operator. 5 is a constant. And in C program, every sentence, every code of the program ends with a semicolon. Okay, this is a semicolon, and this tells the compiler that this code is over. Okay, so that when the compiler goes for the next line, it will start as a new line. Okay, for that we are using semicolon. Compiler is something which checks your program. In simple language, you can say it will check the program you have typed. Okay, that is the compiler. So next, keywords. Now I have just explained what is tokens and I've given an example. Let a is equal to 5 is the example. Now we'll see every token in detail. Okay. Okay. Keywords are predefined reserved words used in programming that have special meaning to the compiler. As I said, compiler will check for your program. It has special meanings. Okay, those are called keywords. Here, let is a keyword. Okay, these are already predefined by the people before us. It is already predefined that let is a keyword. It cannot be used anywhere. Okay, so it has special meaning. You cannot use this let anywhere else. Okay, there are many keywords like this. As you proceed further, you'll come to know. Okay, it is a predefined reserved words which have special meanings. Okay, now identifiers. Identifier refers to the name given to the entities. Okay, no need to confuse so much. I hope you all will know variables, right? Here, a is a variable because it keeps on changing, right? 5 is a constant. Wherever you keep 5, 5 is a constant. It has the same value. But a is a variable because here I have given a is equal to 5. If I'm just changing this 5 into 10, now a value becomes 10, right? So this a keeps on changing. And thus it is named as variables. It keeps on varying, hence it is a variable. Okay. Numeric 5 or 10 will be the constant. A, since the value of a keeps changing, it is a variable. Okay, the variable is called as identifier. Both identifier and variables are one and the same. Okay, see, identifiers must be unique. Here I said let is a keyword. Again, you cannot keep this variable name as let. Okay, you should give some other name which is unique, and it should not be a keyword. Okay, so I've given an example here. ABC is the variable name or the identifier. Okay, I'll explain you what is int. ABC is a identifier. So make a quick screenshot or just take down. Shall we move on to the next slide? Just a thumbs up in the comment section. Shall we move on? If you want me to wait, just tell. There is no problem, I'll wait. Okay. Others, what about others? Okay. Now, the three main parts of a C program. Okay. There are only three main parts. One is the header file. The next one is the main function. And the next one is the operation. Okay. A header file, a main function, and the operation which is to be performed. Now, as I already said, C is a structural programming language. Now, we have to see what structure does it possess. Okay. This is a sample C program. Okay. Just a sample and a simple C program. See, it has a header file. I'll explain you everything individually. Now, let me explain this. Okay. It has a header file. the main function, and the operation. All these three, variable declaration, body of the program, and the return statement, comes under the operation. Okay. Now, let us see what is a header file. Okay. In this C program, we are just using many keywords, identifiers, variables, everything we are using, right? So the system should know what is the purpose of that particular keyword. Now, I'm just using main, right? How will the system come to know that main is the main program? Or see here, printf. Okay, printf, in that sense, whatever you're given within the printf statement, you'll get it in the output screen. Okay, so how will the computer come to know that this is a printf statement? So this action should be performed. So the computer comes to know when we include this header file. Okay, stdio.h. The full form for this is standard. Std stands for standard, I input, O stands for output. Standard input output. Okay, this is a header file. I'm just telling the compiler to include #include. I'm just telling the compiler to include this particular file. Okay. Why am I telling it to include it? Because this particular file contains the function. What should this printf do? Okay. I'm just giving printf. What should that printf do is already determined and already pre-written. Okay. So that is stored in the standard IO, standard input output. Okay, if without giving the statement I'm typing the entire program, the compiler gives you an error that I don't know what is meant by printf, what should I do in that particular stage, it will just throw an error. Okay, so I'm using this header file, and there are many header files. Okay, whatever function, whatever program you're going to write, according to that you have to include the header files, because those particular operations will be already given in the header files. So this is the use of header files. Now coming to the main, int main. Okay, this is the return type. Int stands for integer, and what is meant by return type is that what does this program returns. Okay, what this program returns, that will be given in the return type. See here, it is just returning 0. 0 is a integer, so that I'm using it as integer int main. Okay, return type main function. This braces represents it is a function. Why am I going to put a main is that only after seeing this main function, the compiler will come to know that okay, the program starts from this point. Okay, because previously we have just given the header files. The compiler should come to know from where the program starts. So for that we are mentioning the main function. Always a main function starts with the curly braces. Okay, wherever you start a curly brace, you have to close it with the curly brace. Okay, within the curly braces only your part of the program will be residing. Okay, now coming inside the program, as I already said, a is a variable and 10 is a constant. Okay, 10 is an integer. Okay, 10 is an integer, and that 10 value I'm going to save that in a. Okay, I'm just asking the compiler to store this 10 value in one place. Okay, I wanted to name that place as a. Okay, there are many spaces in CPU, storage spaces in CPU. I just want only one space to store my variable 10, and I wanted to name that space, right? Because if I just give us 10, it will get stored in somewhere else. Again, when I wanted to take it, if I know the name only, I can call it. Okay, if I'm knowing your name only, I can individually call each and every student, right? Without knowing just someone come, I cannot call. So for that purpose, I'm naming the space. I'm just giving a. So now system will allocate a space a, and the constant 10 will be stored here. Okay, so my constant value 10 has been stored in the place called a. Okay, now 10 is a integer, so I set the compiler to allocate a space. Okay, the compiler will ask me how much space should I allocate. Okay, it cannot just give one space or I need the entire space. I cannot say. I just wanted to say the compiler that I want this much space or such space. I should say, right? For that, I have to give the storage space. Okay, this integer, I'm just mentioning it as integer because I wanted to tell the compiler that give me space to save a integer. Okay, as I said, it is already predefined that integer requires only one space. Okay, so if I just give integer, and there are many storage specifiers and classes, we'll see it in the upcoming slides. Now just keep in mind that I'm asking the compiler to give me a space of what size. I should mention it as what size. What am I going to store in that particular space? I'm going to store the integer. Okay, so the compiler knows how much space should it allocate. So for that I'm saying it as integer, and I want some name for that space, right? So I'm just giving a. Any name you can name, but for example I'm just giving a is the name of that particular space. Now what should be stored in it? A integer. I know it is an integer because I have given int. I know it is an integer. What is the value of the integer? That is 10. Okay, is it clear? Variable declaration. Also make a note that everything has a syntax. Okay, syntax is something that it is a structure. Okay, with that syntax, if you declare only, you will be getting a program output. Okay, syntax is that it will be like a formula. You can just replace whatever you need with that syntax. So just make a note that a is a variable name and 10 is a constant. Okay, and int is a data type. 10 is the data. Okay, data is information which I'm going to store. Okay, data. What is the type of the data? It is integer. So now take down syntax. I'll tell the syntax for variable declaration. Data type space variable name. Okay, a semicolon. You can just give int a also. Okay, here what am I given? I'm just assigning the value. I'm just assigning the value for a also here itself. But this is the general declaration. Data type variable name semicolon is the general declaration. Is everyone clear with the variable declaration? Why I'm giving a data type, then a variable name, and then the value? Okay. Now, the body of the program. Okay. What are we going to do in this program? This is a simple program. So I'm just going to print the a value. Okay. I've already given what is a value. I wanted to print the a value. So as I said, printf statement. Okay, this is the printf statement, and this prints whatever is given in the double quotes. So printf statement will always start with the braces. Within the double quotes, I have given percentage d. Okay, what is this percentage d? Percentage d is the access specifier. Make a note. Percentage d is the access specifier. ACCESS, access specifier. So what is access specifier? Now I have set the compiler to allocate me a space of integer data type, and I have just stored 10 in that particular variable a. Okay, now I wanted to print that a value. Whatever is stored in a, I wanted that to be printed. So I should say the compiler, right? I should say that an integer is going to be printed here. So please allocate me that space. Okay. So I should say that to the compiler. So this percentage D will tell the compiler that a integer is going to be printed here. Okay, so first when this printf statement is executed, printf, okay, the compiler will get ready that something is going to be printed. It should know, right, what is going to be printed, how much space should I allocate. It will be having a confusion, right? So for that I'm giving percentage d. In that sense, this percentage d represents the integer. A integer data type is going to be printed. So now the compiler will allocate a space for the integer. And after that, I've given a, right? A is a variable name. So it will go for the a. And what is the value of a? It is 10 here. So that 10 will be printed in this particular space. Okay. I'll repeat. First, when I give a printf statement, it will just ask me what should I print, how much space should I allocate for that. So for that, I'm just saying it is an integer. Instead of giving integer, we should use access specifier. That is percentage d for integer. For different data types, different types of access specifier, I'll explain you. But for now, just remember that percentage d is for integer. It is the access specifier, and whatever is given within the double quotes only gets printed. That is why a is not printed here. The output will be only 10. Okay, so within this double quotes, what should be printed? A, value of a. I don't want a, whatever value is stored in a, I want that to be printed. So 10 gets printed. Okay, now we got the output as 10. What should it return? This program doesn't need to return anything. It has printed and its work is over. So I'm just giving return 0. Okay. Since we have used int main, we are using return 0. And there is another way to start a main function. It is void. Okay. You can just replace int with void. Void in the sense nothing, empty. Okay. It will not return anything, or nothing will be returned. That is void. Void main you can use. If you are using void main, no need to use return 0. Okay, because void itself we are telling that it will not return anything and it is empty. So no need to use return 0. Make a note. If you are using int main, you have to use return 0. If you are using void main, no need the return statement. Make a note of the program too. Okay. I explained this simple program word by word because if, okay, in exams, if you're getting clear, and for the technical HR round, if you're just going, they may give you any program, a simple hello world program or a simple program like this, and they'll ask you to explain. You can just say that this program prints whatever value is given. That's all. This is a simple program. You can finish. Okay. But to impress the HR, you have to go word by word, line by line. Okay. What is the use of hash include? STD. What stands for STDIO? Why are we using int main? The data type, variable name, the constant, what is the use of printf. Every word by word, if you start explaining, they'll be impressed. Okay, though you may not know the biggest or the toughest program, just simple program, if you are telling with a clear clarity, that is enough. Okay, is everyone clear with this simple program? Anyone have any doubt in this program? Any words or anything you cannot understand, why is this used in this program? Anything like that? Okay, others. Others. Okay, no doubts. So now these are the basics. Now let us start with the programming. Okay. See, as I said, the same explanation. I just gave the explanation orally, but these are the explanations. Okay. As I said, there are many header files, right? So these are those header files. See, if you're using some mathematical function, you have to use math.h because already the functions, for example, square root or sine, cos, tan, everything they have already predefined. All you have to do is you just include math.h and you can use the function. Okay, function is that it is already predefined. What a square root function should do, it is already predefined in math.h. Okay, in this header file, it is predefined. You can just include this math.h and you can use the square root function. Okay, so these are those header files. Make a note of it. And as I said, this is the syntax for the header file. Hash include within this angular brackets, whichever header file you have to include, you should place it here. Okay, so this is the syntax. As I already said, this is a formula. Okay, within this angular braces, you can just include whichever header you want. Make a note of it. Most probably we won't use all these headers. Okay, just stdio.h we'll use in every program because every program has printf statements. Then string.h, if you're just going to handle some string functions, we'll be using string. I'll explain you what is string and string handling now just for information. And math. Okay, these three are the most used header files. Other three are just for your information. Okay, if you are just asked what are the header files, some examples of header files, you can go with that. And also these preparations are not only for your Wipro. Okay, this is the general preparation for any interviews which is going to be held for you. Okay, and not only for the online tests or initial level. Okay, this all these notes will be useful even for the HR and the technical round. Okay, for the technical HR also you'll be asked these type of questions, so make note of everything. Moving on to the next slide. Now, as I said, the main method declaration. Okay, this part contains the body of the program. As I said, only if you declare the main function, the compiler will come to know that this is the body of the program. So this is the syntax. Take down the syntax. This is the return type and the main function. Just write the syntax and have an arrow mark and just write what this int represents. This represents the return type. So that later or during your interview time, just if you refresh, you know what is what. That last minute you just wanted to go through everything. So from the basic, if you start go throughing, it'll be easy for you. So this is the main method declaration. This is the return type. Int is the return type and main is the standard function. Now, variable declaration. As I already said, you have to name a variable, a space. Okay, there will be many spaces like this in the CPU, and I wanted some space. I wanted to name that space. So any name can be used. Okay, and this is the way to declare a variable. This is not a syntax, this is an example. Okay, within the main function only a declaration should be done. Okay, int a is equal to 2. Here int is the data type. I am telling the compiler that the data which is going to be stored in this space is of integer type. Okay, there are other data types also: float, character, decimal point, everything will be there. I'll explain you. Okay. Now, I'm just telling the compiler that allot me a space for the integer data type and name it as A. Okay. Int A. And what is the value to be stored there is 2. That I'm just giving here itself. I'm just assigning. Okay. Int A, as I already said, if I'm just giving int A and I'm having a semicolon here, in that sense, this is called as declaration. Okay, I'm just declaring, I'm just telling the compiler that I'm going to store a variable in future. Okay, I'm going to store a data in this variable A in future. Just allot me a space. That's all. Okay, allot me a space for the integer and name that space as A. So this is called as declaration. Okay, and here A is equal to 2. I have given, right? This is called assignment. I'm assigning the 2 value to the A variable. Okay, so this is called assignment and this is called declaration. Both are correct. Okay, I can give just int A and in the next code line I can give A is equal to 1, or I can just give it in the same line. Both the declarations are right. Okay, so within the main function, int stands for the integer data type, A is the variable name and 2 is the constant. This is the way you declare a variable. Make a note of it. Moving on to the next slide. The fourth part is the body of the function. Okay, whatever the function that needs to be performed will be given here. Okay, manipulation, searching, sorting, printing, whatever the function the program is going to do will be given within the body. Okay, see here I'm just going to print a value. That is the entire purpose of this program. So it is given within the body. Okay, see, without declaring a variable called A, I'm just asking it to print A, it will just throw me an error that undeclared variable, because the compiler doesn't know what is A or what is the value of A. Simply you're giving that A, it doesn't know what to do. So it'll just give it as undeclared variable. So in the C program, entire C program, whatever variable you're going to use, you have to declare it previously. Okay, only after declaring you can use a variable. So only after declaring A as a variable of integer data type and storing 5 in that, I can ask that A value to be printed. Okay, now the return statement, it will return the value from the function. Okay, as I said, if you are using int main, you have to use the return statement here. Okay, else if you are using void main, at that time no need return statement. Okay, just what the program is going to return, that's all, nothing else will this return statement stands for. Now moving on to the next, the same example I've used. Okay, just for your understanding I'm just revising again. So this is the basic of C. Does anyone have any doubt with this part of the presentation, or you want me to show any slides again, or you want me to explain anything again? Anyone? No doubts. Okay, others? See, these are the basic things. If you know all these things, it will be easy for you in the future. No doubts. Okay. Okay. So, the first part of the introduction is over. We'll move on to the second introduction. So, in the first part, we just saw the structure. What is C? We saw. Then the structure of the program. Then I explained the program. Then Each and every part of the program was explained individually along with the syntax and the examples. Okay, now we'll move on to a little bit other part, the advanced one. So variables, I've already said that identifiers should be named as variables. We already know what is variable. Okay, it is a storage area. See, it is a container. Whatever we give, whatever the value we give, it will be stored there. That is why it is known as storage area, to hold the data. Whatever data you are giving, it should be stored, right? That is called as variable. Okay, each variable should be given a unique name. Okay, if two students are having the same name, if I'm just calling one, both of you will come, right? But that is according to the human being, but to the computer, to the compiler, it will show some error. Both are having the same name, which one should I call? It will have the error. So you have to give a unique name. Okay, everything should be, every variable name should be unique. For examples, you have given an example here, and already we know the syntax for declaring a variable is data type variable name. So here integer is a data type and player score is a variable name. And also you should not give any spaces in between the variable name. We'll just see the rules later. Now I'm just saying for this example. Okay, player score is the variable name, and I'm just telling 95 is the value to be stored in this variable. Okay, so the compiler will allocate a space for the integer as I've mentioned here, int, and this will be named as player score, and 95 will be stored here. Okay, see, player score is a variable of integer type and it will be assigned the value 95. Okay, and I have already said there are many data types. We'll see that. And char stands for character. Here int stands for integer data type, char stands for character data type. I'm going to use some alphabets. Okay, at that time I'm going to use char data type. We already know the syntax is data type and variable name. So I'm giving first the data type as character and variable name as ch. Okay, and this integer data type, whatever the value is given like this, it will just accept. But for the character, you have to give it within the single quotation. Only then it will accept it as a character. Okay, whenever you're giving a char data type, you have to give within the single quotation. I'll tell you why. I think some of you may know that the keyboards which we use now, the modern keyboards, right, everything has abcd 1 2 3, everything whichever the human readable format. Okay, but the system or the compiler will not understand this a or abcd keys. Okay, it will just understand its binary values. In that sense, computer can understand only in zeros and ones. Okay, now in this keyboards, whatever key we are having in our modern keyboards, every key has its ASCII value. Okay, make a note of it. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay, this is the ASCII. Okay, every key which we have on a keyboard has individual and unique ASCII value. Okay, so if I'm just typing the alphabet A, the ASCII value for alphabet A is 97. So this 97 only the system can understand. Okay, here in this program, if I'm just giving A without this single quotation, the computer will just take the value 97. And when you're asking to print the value, it will print as 97. But I don't want 97, I want A. Okay, so for that I'm giving it in single quotation. So it will take it as such as alphabet A. Okay, as I already said, you can assign the value for the variable here itself, or you can just declare, okay, character ch, and here you can assign the value. Ch is equal to L. I'm assigning. Declaring separately and assigning separately is also correct. Both declaration and assignment put together is also correct. Okay. So these are the two ways to declare a variable. So the two ways to declare a variable. Take down. Okay, moving on to the next slide. As I said, we have to name a variable because it is going to store some space and I want to call that space. So I want some name. And for name, there are some rules. Okay, some rules should be followed. What are the rules? A variable name can only have letters, digits, and underscores. In that case, no special keys should be used for naming. Okay. See, you can use uppercase or lowercase, digits, and underscores. Only four options you have. Okay. All those special characters cannot be used. First rule. The second rule, the first letter of a variable should either be a letter or an underscore. In that sense, a variable name should not start with the numeric digits. Okay. It should not start with the digits or numbers. It can have alphabets and underscores. Okay. The third rule, there is no rule on how long a variable name can be. Okay, the variable name can be of any length. Some compilers may show error if it is more than 31 characters, but I hope nobody is going to keep a variable name such long. Okay, we'll be just having below 10 only we'll be using. But there is no condition that you should just stop the variable name within 10. Any number of characters can be used. Okay. And a simple note is that it should have a meaningful name. Okay, if I'm going to add two digits, and for that storing that variable, I should use a variable name called sum or addition, something like that, meaningful, related to the program I should have. Okay. And once you have named a variable, you cannot keep on changing the variable. Okay. Once you have named it, the same variable name should be used for the entire program. Okay. Now, see, these are some of the examples for naming a variable. Data type, name of the variable, and assignment. I have assigned. Okay. So this is the correct one. You will not get any error because this is named after the syntax. Data type, integer, variable name, number, 5 is a constant. Okay. For the second one, see, number is equal to 5.5. I have already declared and initiated the variable number is equal to 5. Again, I am giving the different value. At that time, the compiler will get confused. Now, what should be stored in the number? Either it should be 5 or 5.5. So, at that time, it will throw an error. Okay. Again, so this will give you an error. So, this statement is wrong. For the third statement, see, I have declared the number variable name as a number as integer. Okay. Again, I cannot change it to the double. Double is also a data type. Okay. Which includes decimal. So I have declared it as integer. I cannot again go on keep changing as double or character or something like that. So you cannot change the data type also. So I think till now with the example programs itself, you have come to know the three data types. One is integer int, character char, and double for the decimal. Okay, three data types. So you cannot change the value, constant value of the variable, and you cannot change the data type of the variable once you have declared. Okay, after declaring, you cannot change. Moving on to the next. See, as I said, these are the data types. Okay, what type of data will be stored in a variable? Sorry. So char, as I said, it is a character data type. Int stands for integer data type. Float stands for the decimal point and double also stands for the decimal point. But the difference between both of them is float in the sense see, only after the decimal point you can have 2 digits in the float, but in double you can have more than 2 digits. Okay, I can just go on, add on the digits. Okay, that is it. Both are for the decimal points, but in float you can have only 2 digits after the decimal, and in double you don't have that constraint. Okay, next void. As I already said, void is just null, empty. Okay, represents the absence of a type. No type. I think nothing can be given in that particular space. That we'll name it as void. Okay, these are the basic data types. There are still many more data types, but I don't want to confuse you. So these are the basic 5 data types which is used in every program: character, integer, float, double, and void. Okay, now as I said, we'll be using this access specifiers, right? Percentage D, percentage C, F. Okay, these are the things which I'm going to tell the compiler that I'm going to print something of the character data type here. Just allocate the space. I don't know what am I going to print, but that is of character data type. We are going to tell the compiler. So for that purpose, you'll be using the percentage C. Okay, we don't know what is going to be printed, but we know the data type, that is character. So I'm just giving percentage C. If I give percentage C, the compiler will come to know, okay, something regarding to the character is going to be printed. So it will allocate that space. So for that reason, we are using this access specifier. For character, it is percentage C. For integer, it is percentage D. For float, it is percentage F. And for double two, the same. Okay, make a note of this. Data types and their access specifiers. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. Operators. Okay, there are many types of operator even in the mathematics. Like that, we have certain operators in C language also. So what are those types of operator? Arithmetic operator, the operations which you use in normal mathematics. Okay, relational operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, assignment operator, and Misc operators. Okay, 6 type of operators are present. Make a note of it. You may be asked in your technical HR round. Okay, what are the operators present in C language? So you have to list out all these 6. Okay, take it down. Now, what are those operators? Arithmetic operators. As usual, this everybody of you knows: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. But here in division, you have 2 different operators. One is a slash divide operator, and the other one is a percentage. Okay. So let me tell you what is division and what is percentage. Okay, this division gives you the quotient. Make a note of it. This slash operator give you the quotient, and this percentage gives you the remainder. Slash gives you the quotient and percentage gives you the remainder. So whenever I'm using this slash operator, okay, 4 divided by 2, sorry, 8 divided by 4, okay, it will give me the answer as 2 because I'll get the quotient value. Okay, if I'm using this percentage, okay, 8 percentage 4, in that sense I'll be getting the output as 0. Okay, so this percentage gives me the remainder and this slash gives me the quotient. Addition, subtraction, multiplication is same as that of the mathematics. Okay, here they have taken the variable a. Okay, they have named a variable a which has the value 10 and a variable b which has the value 20. So having these two values, they have just given you an example. 10 plus 20 is 30 and 10 minus 20 is minus 10. Similarly, they have gone. Okay, now all these five are the basic operations. This is the additional one, which is the increment operator. Plus plus stands for the increment operator and minus minus stands for the decrement operator. Okay, so what is increment and decrement is that it will increase by 1 plus 1. Okay, this is minus 1. It is as simple as that. This plus plus, if I'm having, see here, okay, we'll take this example. A value is 10. Okay, they have given us a value is 10. Now I'm just giving a plus plus. In that sense, I'll be getting the output as 11 because this a plus plus stands for a plus 1. Okay, a plus plus. This plus plus and minus minus are called as shorthand operators. Make a note. Plus plus and minus minus stands for the shorthand operators. Actually, the operation should be a is equal to a plus 1. A equal to a plus 1 and here it will be a equal to a minus 1. Okay, this should be the actual operation, but we are using a shorthand operator which is a plus plus. A minus minus in the sense already a has 10, so a minus 1 is 10 minus 1 is 9. You will be getting 9 as the answer. Okay, these both are the shorthand operators which increases the integer value by 1 and this decreases the integer value by 1. Okay, clear with the arithmetic operators? I'll give you 2 minutes time. Just take down those operations. Once you have completed, just give me a thumbs up in the comment section. Okay. Others, one person has completed. Okay. Others, make it fast. Okay. We move on to the next slide, which is relational operator. Okay, arithmetic is same as that of mathematical operators. Here, just something called relational operator. So first, this is the double equal to. Now, I just wanted to tell you the difference between the single equal to and the double equal to. Okay. So I'm just giving A equal to 5. Okay. This is one statement. And the other statement I'm going to give A double equal to is 5. So this is the other statement. Now I'll tell you how the compiler looks after this both. Okay, here I have given A equal to 5. In that sense, the value of A is going to be assigned as 5. Okay, in this first operation, a space will be created in the name of A and 5 value will be assigned to this. Okay, this is the first only one equal to. Now, for the double equal to, whenever I'm giving A equal to 5, I'm going to check. I'm telling the compiler, check whether the value stored in A is equal to 5. Okay, A has some other value. I'm just asking the compiler to check whether the value of A is equal to 5. Okay, so this is used for checking. Make a note of it. Single equal to is used for assigning the value for the variable. Single equal to for assignment. Double equal to for checking. It will go and check. Here we have already assigned A value is equal to 5. So 5 equal to 5. Yes, it is true. The output will come as true. Okay. Single equal to is for assignment and double equal to is for checking the condition. Now, the next one, not equal to. Okay. An exclamatory mark and an equal to will give you a not equal to. Okay. This as usual, greater than the lesser than. Okay. Greater than symbol, lesser than symbol, greater than or equal to, lesser than or equal to. Okay. All other operators are same except this double equal to. And in many places you will be using single and double equal to. Made a note of it. Shall we move on to the next slide? Just a thumbs up in the comment section.
Excuse me, ma'am. You are muted.
Okay, sorry. Now, can everyone hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The logical operators is of three types. Okay. One is logical and, the other one is logical or, and the other one is logical not. Okay. Double ampersand stands for and, double line stands for or, and an exclamatory stands for not operator. And according to the binary operations, okay, 0 stands for false and 1 stands for true. Okay. So now in this AND operator, both the conditions should be true. Only then your output will be true. Okay. If one of the condition becomes false, the entire operation becomes false. Okay. Only when both the conditions are true, then you'll be getting your output as true. Okay. But in OR operator, logical OR operator, either here I have taken two conditions. Okay. For the AND operator. But for the OR operator, any one condition is true itself, it is enough. You'll get the output as true. Okay. Any one of the condition is true, you'll get the output as true. See, no need to confuse so much. I'm just explaining you the functions of AND and OR. Okay. Whenever these concepts are used in the program, you'll be still more clear. Okay. And for the NOT operator, in that sense, if I'm just giving 0, not of 0, 0 in the sense it is false, right? I'll be getting it as 1. Okay. So I'll be getting the exact opposite. Binary consists of only zeros and ones, right? So if I'm just giving 0, the exact opposite of 0 is 1. And if I'm giving 1, I'll be getting 0. Okay. Just 3 and or and not. Okay. There are many more logical operators also, but you will be using only these 3. So no need to confuse you even more. Okay. Make a note of this 3 logical operators. This is the way you'll be using your AND operator. Okay. Within the brackets you'll be using. And here not operator within the entire condition. Before the entire condition, you'll be giving the not operator. Okay. So moving on to the next slide. Bitwise operator. Okay. It will just perform the operation bit by bit. That is why it is called as bitwise operation. Okay. So here, there in the previous slide, we just saw logical AND. Okay. Here we are saying binary AND. Okay. In logical AND, it will accept the conditions. See here, any conditions I can give, it will accept. But in binary, it will be accepting only zeros and ones. Okay. Even though if I give the number as 10, if I'm giving the number as 20, it will just take it in the bitwise. Okay. That is called as bitwise operator. Binary, binary AND, binary OR, binary XOR. Okay, this XOR you will not be using in many places. And OR and complementary function. See, as I said, you'll be just flipping. Okay, if it is 0, you'll be flipping it to 1, and if it is 1, you'll be flipping it to 0. Not operator, similar to the not operator. Okay. See, only in the logical thing, logical operator, you'll be using double ampersand, double line, and exclamatory mark for the not. Here, everything will be single, bitwise. Okay, just make a note of it. And in this example, you're having these zeros and ones mixed up, right? These are the binary forms of the integer given here. Okay. A and B gives a value of 12. But since this is a bitwise binary operator, you'll be getting the output only in zeros and ones. So that if you convert 12 into binary, you'll be getting 4 zeros, double one and double zero. Okay. So that is why they've given the output in binary format, since this is a bitwise operator. See, A or B the result comes as 61. I'm just converting the 61 into binary format. Okay, that is why your output is zeros and ones. Make a note of it. One day we'll have a separate class for these conversions, okay? Binary, decimal, those conversions we'll be having a separate class, so don't worry about that. Shall we move on to the next? Okay. Now, the assignment operator, okay? As I already said, the difference between single equal to and the double equal to, okay? Here see, single equal to is a simple assignment operator. It will just assign the values, okay? C is equal to A plus B in the sense, whatever the A plus B result will be assigned in C variable, okay? That is a simple assignment operator. Now, we have already seen the shorthand operator of increment and decrement, right? Similarly, we are having shorthand operators for these also. The operator here, just look at this, plus equal to, okay? So the actual format for this plus and equal to is C is equal to C plus A, okay? I'm just saying whatever the value in A, add it up with C and store the value in C itself, okay? A value is 10 and whatever value C has, just sum up both and store it in C, okay? This is a simple statement, but I wanted it even more shorter. So for that purpose, I'm just putting it as C plus is equal to A. I'm just using plus equal to operator here. So this is a shorthand operator. C plus is equal to A is a shorthand operator. The actual statement for that is C is equal to C plus A. Both has the same values. Okay. Similarly for C minus is equal to A. C is equal to C minus A. The shorthand format we are using it as minus equal to. Okay. Similarly for multiplication and for division and even for the modulus operator. As I already said, this percentage will give you the reminder. It is called as modulo operator. Make a note of it. These are called the left shift and the right shift. Okay. Less than or equal to. The same thing they have given in the shorthand format. Okay. The same bitwise and bitwise XOR. Okay. C is equal to C and 2. For that, I'm just writing it as C ampersand is equal to 2. The shorthand formats for everything is given in this slide. Okay, just make a note of it. Since every operator in this part has an equal to with it, it is called as assignment operators. Okay. Shall we move on to the next? If you have completed, just a thumbs up in the comment section. Okay. Now, the last operators, Misc Operators. Okay. These are other few operators. That's it. Okay. Nothing special about this. Other operators than the relational, logical, assignment and arithmetic. Okay. Other than that, these are also the operators which we use. Okay. The size of operator. Okay. This is a predefined function. Okay, predefined function is that already it is defined, we can just use that. Okay, what this size of function should do is already returned. We just going to use the size of name and we are going to access that path. Okay, so what does that do? Returns the size of a variable. Okay, so see, for the example, size of a I'm giving. For this previously I have declared, I should have been declaring int a. Okay, I'm declaring, then I'm using the size of operator, size of a. It will declare, what will it give? It is an integer, so it will say it is stored in the 4 space block. Okay, the size of the space used is 4. It will return the size. Okay, and I've already said that ampersand is used for and. Okay, but sometimes the position, the place where it is used, okay, it will return the address of the variable. First, let me explain what is the address. Okay, we have already seen from the first slide that a space is allocated and we are naming that. Okay, and I'm just storing 1 in it. So the name of this space is a. Okay, according to the user, I mean according to the programmer, the name is a, but according to the compiler or according to the CPU, it has some other name, right? Address. If each and every individual student has your own house address, right? Similarly, according to the compiler, every variable has a address. Okay, to know that address, you can give this ampersand. Ampersand of a will give you the address of a. It will not give the one value. This is the value stored in the a, but I want the address of a. At that time, I can use this ampersand symbol. And then pointer, this star stands for the pointer. Pointer is a deep topic, we'll go in future. Okay, we'll just look after that in the upcoming sessions, but now know that it is a pointer. Okay, and this is called as ternary operator. The question mark and the colon is a ternary operator, or it is also known as conditional operator. Okay, now how will we use it? If condition is true, question mark, then value x, colon, value y. So a simple example. Okay, I'll explain you with a simple example. I'm just taking, if I should give a condition, right? This is a syntax. I should give a condition 5 greater than 6. I have to use a question mark because that is the syntax, that is the operator. Okay, question mark. I should print it as yes. If the condition is true, print yes. Else, I cannot continue there, I'll continue here. Else, no. Okay, so I've used the question mark and I've used the colon. Now this is the condition 5 greater than 6. This is the condition. Is 5 greater than 6? No, the condition is false, so it will neglect this part and it will go to the no part. Okay, that is, which is after the colon. If the given condition is true, it will take the part before the colon. If the given condition is false, it will just jump to the after colon part. Okay, this is not just yes or no. I just gave a simple example. Whatever statement you have given here, it will jump. If it is true, it will jump to this part. If it is false, it will jump to this part. This is the conditional or ternary operator. Okay, in a single code, single line of code, you can just give you the program. Okay, is everyone clear with this Misc Operators? Take it down and give me a thumbs up after you have completed. Finish taking notes. Okay. I hope it is enough for the first day. Okay. So I want your valuable feedbacks. How was the session? Was it informative? Should I fast up for the next session or should I slow down for the next session? Did you understand the concepts taught in the class today? These are the very basic. But did you understand? You want me to show any other slides? Okay. Was my teaching clear? Okay. Okay, for the next session, I want you to go through all the concepts taught today. And if you have any other doubts regarding these concepts, you can ask me, or any doubts regarding the basic things, you can ask me. Okay. Okay. Any other doubts? Any doubt regarding today's session?